This man is talking to us on the condition we hide his identity and location.
Can I pull up a chair?
He says he produces fentanyl for the Sinaloa cartel.
How safe or dangerous is this area to be in?
En estos momentos todas las áreas son peligrosas.
The Mexican military are making a big effort to crack down on the drug production here. How are you responding to that, and how does that impact your work?
Están haciendo un buen trabajo, pero pues como ellos vienen más, pues uno tiene que buscar la forma de seguir trabajando. Claro, en baja escala, ¿entiendes? Pero no igual como antes, pero se sigue haciendo.
I mean, according to the Trump administration, you are a terrorist. I mean, the cartels have been labeled a foreign terrorist organization. What do you make of that?
Está fea la situación, ¿verdad? Está fea la situación, pero pues todos tenemos que comer.
What's your message to Donald Trump, if he's watching this?
Mis respetos, él tiene que según él, buscar lo mejor para los suyos. Pero el detalle es que ya están los consumidores, ¿no? Si no hubiera consumidores, pues uno le parara.
There is a lot of violence playing out on these streets here at the moment every day, right? I mean, people are dying on a daily basis. Children are afraid to go to school. Do you have any sense of remorse over your role and your involvement in this group?
Claro que sí. Claro que sí. Creo que sí. Pues está triste la cosa, pero...
This pissed me off.
Pero pues... Está triste la cosa, pero... Está temblando mucho esta madre.
His phone is pinging. Someone is nearby. He tells us we need to leave for our own safety.
Wow. Seeing this and people is really still okay with having the border open. It's so insane to me.
You hear what he said, though? Liberals say no one owns this land. We shouldn't have borders.
Stolen. You see what he said, though? He said, I respect President Trump.
He said he's looking out for his people.
Wow.
So, I mean, that says a lot. And, you know, the border crossings are down 99%.
No, that's what pissed me off the most about it.
Nobody's dying from fentanyl.
It was that simple. They closed it down day one, literally.
Wasn't a very hard job.
Clearly.
Didn't even need the wall.
That's why I'll never vote for a liberal, bro.
A man that is in Mexico dealing with this situation says he respects President Trump.
He is the situation.
But black people in America have a citizenship, and they blame Donald Trump for everything.
But they're brainwashed.
It's easier to blame your problems outward than to take accountability.
How does Hispanic people vote for Donald Trump
more
than black people?
Because
I know why, but
bro, it's just because black people are very, very tribal. So if you do one thing outside of the black norm, you are no longer black. Vote, talk, date. Any of those things outside the black norm, you are no longer black. That's the only race.
But nah, bro.
Which that is the case.
But if y'all can get us with the border being open and it's people like this explaining how bad the situation is, to me, it might be a little bit more than tribalness.
Yeah.
What is it?
It might be why they put us in the LGBTQ.
So why is that?
He trying to say we're
I don't know.
I want to know, bro.
He trying to say that.
I don't really know where you're going.
It's just the fact that
it's not all of us. We gotta start gathering around.
Nah, bro. It's Hispanic people in America that vote for Donald Trump more than black people, bro. That's a problem, bro.
It's because of
that's a problem, bro.
The tribal thinking.
And they have probably actual people that they want to get here.
Yeah.
But we ain't got nobody. Black Americans, just everybody. You know everybody in America.
Yes, all your family.
Still, you kind of cool with these people, and you think that this is racially profiling?
They're told to think that, bro. You remember what was it? The minister, the politician, the celebrity. That explains it. When every person that they look up to is telling you to do one thing, there's a pretty good chance
you're gonna do it.
And if you can't wake up,
we all used to. If it was not for YouTube, we would all be on the Democrat plantation.
It's too bad.
It was getting too bad.
Nah, but y'all say that now, bro. But we had a BLM poster up, bro. And 25% of the videos on this channel.
But that's different than.
Hold on. But what is that though? Why would you do that? Why did you do that?
Well,
I mean,
why did you do that?
That's kind of like a
wait. Would you have put up American flag?
Would
you have put up American flag?
No. But that's like an organization supporting black people versus
Really?
the Democrat.
But wait. But do they support black people? No. Just like the Democrats don't. But they told you they did. So it's really the same thing. You see? Yeah. They told you BLM was for black people. They tell you the Democrats are for black people. Bro, it's the same thing.
That's the thing, though. That's like supporting a group in politics is like policies. Like if you're that stupid not to go off policies,
but it's the same thing. You're not looking at what BLM is doing. You didn't look at what it was doing.
And when BLM first happened, we really just wanted to have
if we didn't do YouTube, you think we were gonna be 30 years old
and still think
I wasn't gonna be
walking around?
Y'all might have been
claiming. Going for Kamala Harris.
Not me.
I was going to do that anyways. To be honest with you, when Biden won, I said, this might be a problem.
Yeah.
So I said, hey.
But look, though.
I did think it was good.
At the same time.
I was botted. But COVID, bro. COVID had us in the house thinking everything was bad. But I didn't think Donald Trump was bad the first time around.
I didn't think he was bad.
But I just thought, like, after COVID, Joe Biden was going to get us in the right direction.
I knew Joe
Biden. That's what I was conditioned to believe.
I knew Joe Biden was way more racist than Trump. That's why I couldn't even vote for Joe Biden. I seen when Joe Biden said jungle.
Then why you was jungle monkey? Then why you was BLM,
bro?
Because
I
cared about black people lives, bro. But they don't. That's the same reason. I'm saying that to say that's the same reason that people are voting Democrat, black people, because they think they care about black people and they think that's what black people are supposed to do. It's the same thing. Supporting BLM is like supporting the Democrats.
I can see you say
it's the same ideology. This is gonna help black people, and I'm black, so this is what I'll do. It's the same thing. That's why you can't get mad at all the black people because this is a very planned thing, you know.
When I seen everything, though, you know, for
think
what
about
it
it,
is, my common sense kicked in.
Yeah, I know,
no matter what.
Congratulations.
That's the problem.
Congratulations.
That's why I said, no matter what's gonna happen, my common sense gonna kick in.
Yeah, that's
congratulations.
That's what I'm saying. I think my common sense would have
kicked in. As soon as I heard that,
yeah, but because we start thinking about it. We start thinking about it, but so we can't call all black people dumb. For both Democrats.
Hey, man.
You can't say that.
I won't say that. I won't make a statement like that. I will not make a statement like that.
So,
I don't like making generalized statements like that because if you claim to be an intellectual, when you make a generalized statement about a group of people,
it puts you on the same level.
You're not very.
But,
the lack of
technically, it said 90% though, so I can see that argument as
90%
well.
of women.
And 80% of men.
That's a whole.
80, like 86.
That's the whole damn near.
Besides,
I can see that argument.
Like you. And me. That's a whole. I mean, I don't know. That's a whole besides coons like you and me. And I don't think that I would have just been a 30-year-old man being able to be brainwashed as a 30-year-old man.
What?
Brainwashed as a
86% of us are.
Shit. That's why we're in the LGBTQ. That's what I'm telling you. Because the Hispanic people are getting it. Shit. Close the damn border. That shit gonna piss me off, bro. Oh my God, bro. I'm not watching this over.
You got the judge with the cartel members in the crib.
Like, come on, bro.
You can serve some more fentanyl.
Can't make this shit up. Well, they should leave the border open. Man, I promise y'all, ALC will never get up there in her entire life.
I am not a diehard Democrat or a diehard Republican. If there were a Democratic candidate who was more aligned for me, then I would vote Democrat.
If you go back in time, would you vote for Donald Trump, yes or no?
Yes.
I think I might know the answer on this next one.
She said yes. It's immediately yes. No, I'm sorry.
If you had to do it all over again, would you vote for Donald Trump, yes or no?
1,000% absolutely yes.
Wow.
John, those are three of the dumbest people I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so let me just unpack what I heard. Now I know Morgan's like, oh no, you can't go there. Actually, I can go there because those are three idiots. First and foremost.
Well, I want to hear the rationale.
No, here's why. First of all, when the woman in red, I was listening to Candace Owens. We know she lies. We know she just lies. Well, I was listening to Candace Owens and I read her book. Okay, you're listening to a grifter.
Wow.
Okay, so she's not giving you factual information. She's a grifter.
Wow.
Then let's go to this idiot dude who needs a haircut. Okay, so he's sitting here. TikTok is the holy grail. I'm not getting my information from news channels. I'm getting it from TikTok. Here's what we know based upon polling. People who got information from news sources voted more so for Harris.
I wonder why.
Makes sense.
Folk who got their information from upon polling. TikTok is the holy grail.
Just
I'm not getting my information from news channels. I'm getting it from TikTok. Here's what we know based upon polling. People who got information from news sources voted more so for Harris.
Keep us on the flag, bro.
Because they got factual information.
Don't say that.
I'm proud.
Folk who got their
60
information
minutes.
from non-news sources, they voted for Trump. So right there, he's listening to people who don't know what the hell they're talking about. Then,
Nobody ever
I
knows
kind of
what
like it
they're
that he's an
talking about.
asshole. Okay. I don't know how you can run against that, because if you just choose not to be an idiot, I mean, I don't know how you can do that. But then you got the other woman, I'm sick of black people who don't try to do something to fix the situation. I'm sorry. Those three were in North Carolina. I recall something called Moral Mondays.
All right.
The environmental justice movement began in that state.
So what?
They have been fighting fascism in North Carolina since Obama won in 2008.
Not
And
build
then
the
this,
Fight fascism.
my husband's trying to be a cop, and these bad things they say about cops.
I cannot take this guy serious.
Would you like us to do the roll call of black people who have been killed by cops?
Yeah.
Would you like for us to
Hey,
act?
bro, keep us on the flag. I'm not mad anymore. And that's on everything, bro.
Bro, how is this guy supposed to be a leader, right? This guy is supposed to be some sort of leader, and all he does is insult anyone that doesn't think like him.
That's why we can't do it. That's why we can't call them dumb, because
Nah, bro, I don't care. I really
then
don't
you
care.
on the same level.
Well,
you
whatever.
Roland
Cool.
Martin, nigga.
Okay, yeah, me cool. I'm on the same level.
I'm not gonna be
I'll take
him.
that. Because he's an actual idiot, in my opinion.
I just don't
So
understand
whatever.
why this guy is just deemed some sort of expert and leader, and like all he does is shit on people that don't think differently. He doesn't give like a legit reason. Oh, if you didn't watch the news, you're an idiot. See, and this is why there's never a meaningful conversation. Like it's never, oh, you can just disagree. Oh no, you're a coon, sellout, idiot, fascist.
Right.
Like,
his
what?
take
like,
verse.
would he say this to anybody's face?
Nah.
Would you say this to anybody's face?
Dude, pressed
No.
him. He ran away.
Jamal ran up on him.
He added us on Twitter. Oh, I want y'all to come on the show. Let's pull up in person, Roland, and see if you'll call me an idiot to my face. Let's see that.
Jamal pulled up on him.
Stephen
he ran
A,
behind
bro,
him.
the way
I'm
Stephen
way
A
bigger
do
than
it
Jamal.
is different, bro.
Say
Yeah, I
that to
like
my
how
face.
Stephen A. do it.
Me too, bro.
Stephen
Disagree
A.
with me like Stephen A. with respect. You know, we just have difference in opinion on a few things, but we probably agree on a few things. But this
he's
dude,
an idiot, grifter, sellout.
Well, we kinda be like that
he said
sometimes,
on Twitter,
so,
what a joke. No one would ever take
We
you
do be calling
seriously,
people
Stephen
idiots quick on this
A. I bet if
bitch.
Stephen A. was on the
just
ballot
saying.
versus Roland Martin, Stephen A. would wash his ass.
Oh, he'll get
Nah.
back.
Oh,
He can call me an idiot if I'm
Stephen
an
A.
idiot.
Stephen A. will get
If
crazy.
Elon comes
what
up to
we
me and say,
doing?
"You're an idiot," okay, cool, brother. I am an idiot to you, but me and him, you can call me an idiot all day. I truly believe you an idiot. That's the difference. If Elon call me an idiot or somebody smart come here, you truly think I'm an idiot. That's fine, brother. But nah, bro. When I argue, like I had a family member, I was arguing when I said, "You know what? But let me stop this. Do you listen to Roland Martin?" I said, "Yeah, I listen to Roland from time to time." Then I said, "You know what?
When I was
don't
in the
even wanna argue no more."
barbershop in the hood in 3rd Ward, they had Roland Martin playing in there. He said, listen to this and educate yourself. I said, why would I listen to you? And I went to I ain't gonna use that argument because that's not a good argument. I said, why would I listen to you? When I look at your life and your body and your clothes that you got on and the car you drove in there on, I'm more fit than you. I drink my clothes nicer than yours. My car nicer than yours. I bet I got more money than you, and I'm supposed to listen to you.
no, you ain't gotta do that though, bro. We don't even have to
You
go
don't
to that
got shit
level.
on
ain't
us
gotta
like
do all
that, man.
To me,
I'm shitting on anybody
to
that got
me,
something to say to
it's
me, 'cause
like,
I'm
look.
an idiot, remember? But I got, all right.
Now, see, to me, it's like, look, I'm not gonna argue with someone if I know that what I say will not change your mind.
Facts.
So you think what I think what I think.
It is.
I said, they said,
we can still be cool.
Trump paid. He said Trump paid everybody to come to his rally. I said, I think you might be stupid, brother. He said, and I think you a selfish thinking person, bro.
I'm gonna keep it
You
100.
selfish.
So y'all can't be cool with Roland. Y'all
No,
can't
no,
sit
no, no,
down.
I can't ever.
and
Look,
you won't go to the lounge with Roland
no.
and say let's chill at the lounge.
He's
bro.
fat.
Nah, look,
No.
look.
Y'all say no.
Next
I'm
clip.
not chilling with a
We
fat
can't
dude,
be like
with
that,
a fat
man.
dude.
Bro, you could be like,
We
you
just
wanna
can
be like,
disagree
I'm
to
just saying it's all
disagree.
You're right. We could disagree to
You see
disagree,
what I'm
but you
saying?
see how he talks about and speaks on people that disagree with him, bro. You see how hostile
Hey.
he gets. You're an idiot. You're a coon. You're a sellout. You're a disgrace to the black.
He does
community.
do that hard.
He
How many
goes that
videos he
hard
got
every
total?
time. Like, why would I want to sit at a table with someone like that?
Not that many.
Like, I don't
Hey.
even care. Listen.
How many
I'm-
videos
listen,
does he
I'm
have?
gonna keep it 100, bro. It'd be one
I just
thing.
bully
How many
back
is that?
me.
Listen though.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen though. Listen though. It would be one
forgot.
thing if
20,000.
people like Roland could just disagree and just, all right, y'all on that side, I'll on this side. When we start tearing people down, shitting on them, calling them stupid, ignorant,
Bro,
cool,
listen,
sellout,
we don't even gotta go
director,
on
all
and
this
on,
stuff.
bro.
It's like,
Next clip.
why would
Next
I
clip.
want to?
Next clip, bro. Next clip. They had him on in the barbershop, and my family was listening to him. Keep black people on the LGBTQ flag. Matter of fact, put Black Lives Matter on now.
It is on there. They
That's
got
what it needs to be. Black Lives Matter on the LGBTQ flag. If y'all gonna listen to this,
Let's
the
make
same way they think about. I'm not even gonna. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Stop, y'all funny.
I'm not gonna do that. You know.
In a 9-0 decision, the Supreme Court directed your administration to facilitate the return. You've talked about this in the past of Kilmar Abrego Garcia from a prison in El Salvador, whose deportation your administration called an administrative error. You said in a recent interview you could bring him back, but you won't. Are you defying the Supreme Court, sir?
No, I'm relying on the Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi, who's very capable, doing a great job, because I'm not involved in the legality or the illegality. I have lawyers to do that, and that's why I have a great DOJ. We have a great one. We had a very corrupt one before. Now we have a great one. And they're not viewing the decision the way you said it. They don't view it that way at all. They think it's a totally different decision.
Well, you say you have the power to bring him back, though. Your attorney general
Doesn't want
says,
to.
quote, that's up to El Salvador. Just to put a fine point
And
on
they
this.
said no.
Do you have the power to bring Abrego Garcia back as the Supreme Court
Well, I
has
have the
ordered?
power to ask for him to come back if I'm instructed by the Attorney General that it's legal to do so. But the decision as to whether or not he should come back will be the head of El Salvador. He's a very capable man.
Well, you know, and your attorney general has said the issue is with that word facilitate.
studying.
Will you seek clarification from the Supreme Court? Do you need to go back to the Supreme
We
Court?
may do that. I was asking about that. We may do that.
Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr.
I
President?
don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
Well, the Fifth Amendment says
I don't know.
as
It seems it might say that, but if you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers and some of the worst people on earth. Some of the worst, most dangerous people on earth. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here, and the courts are holding me from doing it.
But even given those numbers
They
that you're
house them.
talking about, don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as
I
president?
don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I have brilliant lawyers that work for me, and they are going to obviously follow what the Supreme Court said. What you said is not what I heard the Supreme Court said. They have a different interpretation.
Is anyone in your administration right now in contact with El Salvador about returning Abrego Garcia to the
I
United
don't know. You'd have to ask the Attorney General that question.
Oh my God.
Bring Abrego Garcia back.
What
This is where our media is at. This is why people don't trust the media. This is oh my God. Like,
But
this guy's not a citizen.
The people who
He's-
watch the media voted for Kamala. We know that. put a pride flag behind you, Roland. So people know.
But chill on them, bro, today. Sheesh, bro.
You know, Idaho, I am so touched being here. I'm a girl from the Bronx. To be welcomed here in this state, all of us together, seeing our common cause, this is what this country is all about. Don't let them trick us into thinking we are enemies. Don't let them trick us into thinking we can be separated into rural and urban, black and white and Latino. We are one.
Alexandria, they told us this was a conservative state. They got it wrong.
Idaho, I know that looking around here, it can feel impossible for Republicans out here to be defeated. That's not true. It's simply not true. And from the waitress who is now speaking to you today from this podium, I can tell you, impossible is nothing.
when we stand together, when we do not allow them to divide us up, there is no stopping us.
Miracles start with mustard seeds. And that is what each and every one of you represent today. Small miracles of faith in ourselves, in each other, and in the refusal to give up.
Keep it 100. She sound more inspirational than Kamala.
Absolutely not.
You ought to pull up Kamala ad when she was talking like this. I'm just keeping
The
it.
Republicans are embedded in white supremacy and have 90% white people there. So all the other white people are bad people.
Well, they're in Idaho.
They're in Idaho, yeah. It's
I
a
know,
white
but
state.
still, you know. Why a lot of white people support the Democrats? Like that damn talking point.
And they be the racist
Stupid stupid ass talking
The
point.
racist white people are Democrats, bro.
White liberals are extremely racist.
In my experience.
Extremely.
Oh, buddy, Brandon, you're so articulate. Wow.
The fick?
Dang, buddy. Do you know how to get an ID?
How can you vote for that and you're black?
Wow. Did y'all
Your
not
own
hear?
interest.
Y'all
Your
didn't
own
hear
interest.
the
are my
airport what he
interests?
said? What's the dude name? Y'all didn't hear Charlemagne? We said, what?
That
Hey,
was
remember that was so funny when I hit him with, bro? We was literally coming from Tim Pool, bro.
That was crazy.
He said, so y'all voting? I'm like, do you know who we are? He said, I can tell you they know who we were. I said, yeah, we voted for Trump. He said, what? You just playing. Nope.
Few of the other things that he's accomplished in the last 100 days that I think we all could agree are good things. Border crossing down to almost zero, the lowest in recorded history. Deportations of gangbangers. 10% global.
Alleged.
What do you mean? There are many that are not alleged.
No, well, when 60 Minutes did their report, it found that 75% of the people that have been sent to El Salvador.
You don't dispute that there were gangbangers deported.
I dispute that the 238 Venezuelans that were sent to SECOT in El Salvador all have ties to gangs.
We can debate
they may
that.
all
Let's
have
put that
tattoos.
aside. Let's put that aside.
Is any of that making stuff more affordable?
I'm getting there.
How is that helping?
I'm getting there.
CBS is really
only got an hour.
really credible. They don't edit any interviews.
Oh, okay.
They're just
All
great.
right,
Everybody
Kevin.
edits interviews,
Oh,
Kevin.
they-
Even
all right. They are the rock
Shark Tank
solid.
edits too. Everybody edits.
That's a complete non sequitur, okay? It's unrelated to the conversation. First of all, Trump had his interviews edited by Fox.
She's always gonna do
issue with
this.
CBS is being litigated, but it's not likely to be successful.
glad it's being litigated.
Because editing interviews is allowed in the United States of America, and it wasn't edited deceptively. But anyway, we're moving on because that is not part of the conversation.
If I could
Continue.
just get through a few more of these.
She look good, but nothing she say is good. All she
She's
do
from
is
Harvard.
cape and BS and
She's
try
smart,
to.
bro.
She asks questions, answers them, and paints the propaganda that the panel here is supposed to follow. And if you don't say what she wants, she gonna interrupt you. I can't get behind it, man. Like, what are you doing?
You know, it's
What's
crazy.
your end goal?
It's just sad that we really watched both videos.
It was
You guys wanna know
very
something?
deceptive.
You guys want to know something? I'm so glad that Trump is destroying. I'm not gonna say destroying. It's coming after Harvard. Because if you look at where all these CNN pundits went to school, they all went to Harvard. Abby, Harvard. That fat black one, Ashley, Harvard. Scott Jennings, Harvard. Him,
Hold
Harvard.
on. So
They all went to Harvard.
Stephen A is running.
Well, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to do that to a lot of people. But we know who the extreme left is. We know how they go about operating. We know what we lean towards when it came to open borders. We know that the spending was excessive, even though it's excessive on the Republican side as well. I think a $37 trillion budget. When Republicans try to act like it's just the Democrats, that's not true. But the Democrats certainly shouldn't be absolved from blame in that regard. Certainly with identity politics, woke culture, cancer culture, I thought that was something that ravaged our nation psychologically, because you had people literally scared they were going to lose their jobs if they pronounced the wrong pronoun, for crying out loud. It got that bad, and I think that's one of the reasons that Donald Trump is in office today, because so much stuff, a lot is focused on the individual as opposed to actual policies itself. I'm talking about what they preached and what they talked to the American people about, more so than what they're doing. The kind of messages that they were disseminating was incredibly incredibly uncomfortable to listen to and to hear. And I thought that it wasn't emblematic of what most Americans are thinking about. They're trying to pay their mortgages, rent, buy food and groceries, pay gas, and deal with the prices, the cost of living. And they want safety in the streets. That's primarily what most American citizens are about, trying to live in peace and harmony. And that's not something that I think either side has promoted along the way. And that's why I think the state of the nation is what it is at this particular.
Yeah, Stephen A. a good one, boy, because he can keep the little Democrat life alive, but he know what's really going on. He really know.
He would be their scariest candidate. I would most fear him.
He's a dark horse.
Hey.
He's a dark horse. And I don't see him winning the presidency, but if we did see a Democratic administration,
he might do something.
I don't know.
He's the most base. They could give him a.
But I think if he
why not?
continues
Who
down
could beat
this,
him?
listen.
I don't know.
I think if he continues down this path that he's going on, if it was advantageous for him to join politics, I think I'd probably see him in some administrative role somewhere. But president, I don't know. Dog.
Nah, not president.
We can never.
We seen it happen.
We said this.
We have seen it happen before.
Stephen A. one of them.
He's one of them people with. He got a name already
He
for
got
himself.
a huge name.
So
Never say never. Don't use them words out your mouth.
Because the Democrat candidates are so bad, I think he would
He's
have
the
a
most
chance to
bad.
win the Democratic primary, but he would get washed
And if you think
by JD in the real
you
election.
can shorten the budget, brother, go do it then, brother. That's all I say.
I like Stephen A.
Me too, though.
But at the end of the day,
I like
at the end of the
Stephen A.
day, I feel like you can win.
I like Stephen A. a lot more now than I did before, actually.
In today's
if I'm
time,
being
it's so
honest.
bad. I you know what? I would have voted for Donald Trump if he said the economy gonna stay the same, but I'm gonna close the border. And you can. I feel like that's enough.
You go get some. That's going.
And he doing way more than that.
Yeah.
People want the border closed. Close the border and pronouns,
Goodness gracious.
and you'll win.
Wow.
As simple as that to me.
I don't know if you'll win that on the left.
You'll
That's
win
not
the
a that's
Democrat
not a
one.
winning strategy on the left.
Okay. And the Republicans will chill you on if there's some terrible candidates up there. F pronouns, and I'm gonna close that border. Economy might stay the same.
You're gonna keep
Trump trying to fix the economy
you gonna keep
too.
deporting people?
Oh, that's what they want. Not in that. That's to say how you get the neighborhood safe.
All right.
Deport and close the border.
Yeah.
You seen the cartel? Remember, he understand it,
Yeah.
and he the one that's selling the shit.
Yeah.
We out here, y'all.